my name is Jason and welcome to Catch Fish Not Feelings. I'm out here spearfishing today at Palos Verdes. It's a pretty nice day right now. I had a really rough morning getting here. It took me about an hour and a half to get here just because of random traffic, random road closures, trains and stuff like that. But we're here. So the conditions were forecast to be swells were supposed to be around 1 to 2 feet. So it's a pretty calm day right now. Right now it's an outgoing low tide, so not the best ideal conditions. You know, I prefer to go at an incoming high tide, but it doesn't look too bad at all. It just looks kind of murky near like closer to shore. But swimming out, it looks dead calm out there. It's a pretty nice day right now. I think it's going to get to like 85 degrees or something like that. It's currently November, and that means it's still lobster season, so I'll try to poke into like a hole here and there looking for lobsters. But my main goal for today is just to catch fish. And I'm actually doing a solo dive today. And I usually don't prefer solo dives. I feel like it's a little more dangerous. But I just couldn't find any dive buddies for today. It was pretty last minute for me too. But it's such a nice day, like I don't want to give it up at all. So now we're out here, we're gonna try to catch some fish. I'm using a 90 centimeter Mako Predator Pro spear gun. I got some new rubber bands from Spear America and Irvine. These are a little thicker than what I normally use. So there's probably gonna be a lot more power behind my shots now. But that's enough of me talking, let's get out there. So I'm really glad I got out on this day because conditions were pretty good. You can see the visibility was pretty good, better than normal. You can actually see the bottom this time and see maybe 15-20 feet away. And in this dive here, I only harvested one Calico Bass, and this one's actually the second Calico Bass I've ever speared. These guys tend to be pretty difficult, but I managed to be just in a good position, good place at a good timing. I also ran into my first Soupfin Shark, and he was probably around 4 or 5 feet long. It did make me feel a little anxious at first, but he kind of just minded his own business and swam off on his own, and he didn't give me any trouble at all whatsoever. Other than that, I didn't see too much life. I did fumble a shot on another Calico Bass. I did see some small sheepheads and schools of really small opal eyes, but nothing too crazy. It was just nice to get my ears wet again, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the dive.
Holy shit.
Alright, so we're out of the water, just finished our dive. Caught a nice Calico Bass. Measured them out, it's about 15 inches or so. And for those of you that don't know, the legal size limit for Calico Bass and all basses here are 14 inches. So this one's just an inch over. And honestly, it's a little rare to find a 14-inch bass. It's pretty hard, especially when you're fishing off the jetty and stuff like that. And sometimes it's hard to shoot one of these guys in the water just because they're so skittish. But a nice good sized bass. I got my lunch for today. It was crazy. I right after I shot this one, I was so surprised. In my head, I always thought that running into a shark wouldn't be as scary, but just being there in the moment, as I was handling this guy, a 4 or 5 foot, maybe like a 5 foot 7 gill shark swam right underneath me, and that scared the shit out of me. That was my first time seeing a shark that big. I've seen like small leopard sharks and like horn sharks, but those guys are pretty harmless. They kind of just sit at the bottom. But this one was just like cruising around. That scared the shit out of me. And normally, I like to, I'll brain my fish, which I did, and I'll bleed them out. But just because of that shark around, I felt a little uneasy. I thought it wasn't a good idea to do that. So I kind of just worked my way back to my dive float, and I put him there, just because I didn't want to swim around like holding a dead fish with a shark swimming around, So just better safe than sorry. But I'm pretty happy about this. This is my second Calico Bass that I've ever shot. This one's a little smaller than the first one that I shot, but it's still a good lunch. Yeah. I noticed usually you can tell these the calicos are legal when they're a little like kind of wider at the top. They got a little more girth on them. The smaller ones tend to be a little skinnier, but the adult ones, the ones that are legal, tend to have be a little wider. But yeah, I had a pretty short dive. I was only in there for like an hour and a half. I feel like when it comes to doing this kind of stuff, it's important to just learn how to listen to your body. The shark was around, and that made me feel a little uneasy. I was by myself, and the surge started picking up. And what I mean by surge is it's pretty much the current under the water. It may look okay, kind of flat at the top, but once you're diving down there, that surge can just push you around, and I was getting a little tired. And I am going diving again in a few days, so I didn't want to tire myself out. And it's getting pretty cold right now, and I started feeling a little chilly, maybe like an hour in pretty much. But just decided to listen to my body, go back in. I got what I wanted. Now I'm gonna have lunch for today. I don't know if I'm gonna include a cooking part for this video, but this pretty much concludes my dive for today. Thanks for watching.